Hi, I'm Ryan Oman,
And I'm Nicole Oman.
and together we are
The Empowering
Omens
Omens.
with the Golden Collective.
And today is Tantric Tuesday, where we work with our sacral chakra.
Yes, also known as Svadhisthana or sweetness. And this is the last of our 7 weeks of chakra work. We are moving into essentially the crown chakra energy week. And the theme of the week is change. And we talked a lot on Spirit Sunday about the divine masculine and how we're sort of giving birth to this new form of masculinity, this more empowered, more supportive, more balanced form of the masculine entity or energy.
And today's cards goes very well with really birthing a new masculine. Actually, it looks like an echo or a shadow of the old way the masculine really showed itself in the last, few thousand years.
Yeah.
So today we're working with the energies of transformation and politics. And these politics, I think it's very prominent nowadays with masculinity is our politics, right?
Oh, yeah.
So
even the women who are involved in politics tend to be very masculine.
Yes. And I think the masculine way is really putting itself out there in the politics. And that's kind of where we are in society in itself. So today we really want to take our power back from what's going on externally and really looking and taking responsibility where these politics are happening within, so we can really get to the transformation.
Right, and the transformation itself is a process of death. It is the death of the old and the birth of the new. But in that process, you could also look at it as the shedding of skin. So you can't really see it in the card well, but there is a very small snake in the hands of this being. And that snake is representative of the rebirth. We also have the snake showing up in the politics card. And so when a snake sheds its skin, that process makes it very irritable. It clouds its vision and its senses, and it tends to really get irritable and sensitive during those periods of time. So you have to take that into consideration as we go through this week of change and new beginnings, and as we're giving birth to this divine masculine, whether you're a male or a female, the divine masculine is giving birth within you. And as that happens, it's going to be vulnerable, and it's going to be exposed. And that exposure can make it very important that you keep yourself protected from the opinions and perspectives of others that may be harmful to your growth process. So what these cards are kind of telling you is to protect yourself, really, you've got new skin right now. You are trying to get accustomed to it. And yes, you've gone through a growth period, which is fantastic, but with that growth comes adapting to the new you. And during that adaptation process, you really need to take care of yourself and make sure that you are surrounding yourself with the type of people and energy that will support your continued growth.
And I am personally going through this process, and I've been going through this process for most of this chakra work, to be honest with you, where I'm going through a massive ego death. And within that, my personal story, I had a lot of issues with the divine masculine, feeling supported, feeling taken care of, feeling safe. And because we're getting these cards in the sacral chakra, this is not something that you necessarily need to get in your head about or try to fix. It is more opportune to really go into the feeling or sensation. The body, these lower chakras are more around the physical body.
Yes.
So when we're going through a healing process, what I really learned in India when I was doing Panchakarma, this really big detoxing process, is that we store trauma, we store memories, we store unprocessed energy in the physical body.
Yes.
And today that may be what you might be feeling, and that's where the irritability is.
Yep.
But we don't want to pop into our head and try to fix it. What we want to do instead is just kind of like what a snake does, and we've had snakes. What they do is our particular snakes bathed in water.
Yes.
So to let that skin kind of come.
That's a great way to heal the emotional, because you have to keep in mind that the emotional process is very liquid in nature, and that's why it really deals well with the sacral or svadhisthana chakra, is because this is the chakra of water. This is the chakra of emotions, of flow. And so when you try to fix something, get into your head and figure it out and try to fix it. What's wrong? I need to fix it. That's the old masculine pattern that you're dealing with there. That is the masculine that is trying to control. That is the masculine that's trying to fix, that's trying to create structure where maybe there doesn't need to be structure, at least not right now.
And the divine masculine is more open and is more trusting of the process,
trusting of the feminine, really.
Yeah.
You know, and then let's not forget that this is also the sexual chakra, and sexuality or sex itself is the combination of masculine and feminine, the dance of the two, or the joining of the two to create. And that is where the womb is, and that's where creation comes from. But in order for that to happen, the masculine and the feminine need to balance each other out. They need to respect each other. They need to work with each other, not against each other. They need to
trust each other and trust each other's wisdom and process. So the masculine, if we are having a rebirth of this masculine energy, it has to trust this more sensitive feeling. And that's probably what we're feeling, is really sensitive. And that's why Ryan's saying that we need to maybe hibernate or protect ourselves today.
Yep.
Stay with the people that you know care for you the most, that isn't going to be giving you some bad advice.
Totally. Or no advice at all, really, to be honest with you. You want to surround yourself with people who know how to hold space.
So Ryan, the other day, I'm going through it, right? And I'm like really having a hard time. And I'm like, I just wish you knew how to just hold space for me.
And I'm like, I don't know how to hold space. And we kept kind of going back and forth because I wanted to help, but I really didn't know what to do. And so finally, I finally just ran out of options and went like this.
And I went like this. I crawled underneath and I allowed him to hold space. And we giggled, I think, for I don't know, for 20 minutes. We just laughed and laughed. And that, I think, in itself was such a healing process. And I was like, that's all you needed to do. You didn't need to fix me. You don't need to do anything. All you need to do is hold space. And the beautiful thing is when he did that, it wasn't like in a I don't know, condescending way or anything like that.
It was pure desperation.
It was pure surrender. He's like, okay, I'm holding space.
This is me holding space.
And sometimes that's all we need. And as women, I think we all understand that energy of that masculine going, I feel so desperate. I just want to help you and fix you. And we're like, just be there for us. Just allow us to go through this process, because logically, it doesn't make any sense. We're just emotional. We might be hormonal. We might have all these things going on. We just need you to hold us for a minute. And really, that is the strength of the divine masculine when we're going through the transformation process from all these masks and skins that are literally shedding off of us.
Right. And another way to look at this politics card is that you're putting on a mask because you're giving somebody what you think they want to see. Yeah. Right? You are giving them what you think that they want, instead of allowing them to have their own process and allowing them to figure it out themselves. And so by holding space, I allowed Nikki, I gave her the permission to figure it out herself without fixing it. And again, that fixing is the old paradigm of the masculine. And we want to fix, we want to control, we want to compartmentalize, and the divine feminine is asking us to let go of that control, to allow things to be broken for a time, and then to not need to compartmentalize, to let things be connected.
And it's okay for things to be a little messy before we clean them up. I mean, I think that's the big thing, is when we're healing, it's not this clean process. It's not organized. It's messy.
Yes.
And it's unorganized, and it's kind of all over the place. It's kind of like when you clean a room and you have to pull everything out of the closet and make the mess, and then that's when it gets organized and put back together. But you need the mess before the cleanliness. And Ryan really is letting me do that, and it's great. So that's maybe what you need, and that's maybe what you need to ask for today in your own process. And so we're gonna go into the bowl. So
as we get into our meditation, Instagram. Yeah, for you on Instagram, thank you for watching us. Obviously, Instagram TV has limitations on time, so if you want to get into the actual meditation, just go over to YouTube and check out the Golden Collective on YouTube. As we get into our meditation today, I want to use that imagery of sheltering yourself and being okay with the mess and and allowing that divine masculine to just hold space. So what I want you to do is imagine your entity, and if you were with us on Spirit Sunday, we talked about this. What is your archetype or your perfect divine masculine figure? And that may be somebody you know, it may be somebody who is in the public eye, or it may just be an imaginary thing.
Christ, like a Christ
Yeah,
figure.
it could be somebody from
Buddha,
history, for sure.
Or
Pull from whatever
Shiva.
works.
Those divine masculine energies, those archetypes that we have, like the Christ, like Buddha, like Shiva, like Krishna. These are all archetypes of things that we want to connect to, so we can really embody that divine nature of that essence.
Yeah,
so,
the interesting thing about Buddha and Shiva and Krishna is that when you see them depicted, often they're depicted in a kind of effeminate way. And I think the purpose
even
for
Jesus
that,
a little bit.
Yeah, well, it depends on what tradition you're coming from. But I think that the purpose for that is to show the balance of the divine masculine and feminine within that perfect being, essentially, or that archetype of the perfect being. And so imagine whatever that is for you, that divine masculine that is really on point, that is really dialed in, and that is holding that balance space. Imagine that person holding the container for your mess, for you to have a mess. They're either, you're flailing in the water, and they're the ones just standing there waiting for you to stop flailing so they can help you out of the water. They are the life preserver, if you will. So use that imagery today as we get into our last sacral chakra meditation of this 7-week period.
You are held. You are safe. You have permission to fall apart, to unravel, to let go of the masks, to let go of the fixing or needing to be fixed. Allow yourself to come apart so that you can have space and then be put back together in more alignment and wholeness. It is done. It is done. It is done. And it is done. Thank you so much for joining us today as we begin to finish up this process that we've been going through for the last 7 weeks. If you like what we do, please subscribe to our YouTube channel. Even though this particular process is coming to completion, we will be doing some more videos to help support you and guide you along in your journey. And if you want a little bit deeper of a process and have a community so you can really be held in these really vulnerable states. See if the Golden Collective resonates with you. We offer a 7-day free trial. And if it's not your thing, then you can always send us an email and we can be parted on our ways. Yeah. I don't know.
And we, as you know, next week we're going to be getting into our workshop, so you'll probably be seeing a few posts from that and some exciting stuff that we'll be going through there. And again, we really appreciate you guys following us and sharing all the stuff we do.
All right, everyone. We will see you tomorrow for Willpower Wednesday. Namaste.